Hello Clash fans, Trample Damage coming at you today with a really cool, we're gonna throw an attack your way. That's right, we're talking about 8 throwers. Congressman Coolrick, who apparently Trample Damage channel on YouTube is apparently now the official channel covering Congressman Coolrick's attacks. This is a couple of different base layouts we're going to show you with this attack. The army is 3 Root Riders to help get those 8 throwers through the walls, and we are also using a troop launcher to add some additional wall breakers into the mix, in addition to some reinforcements. You can call that one if you want to. I'm getting all these like annoying telemarketing calls, but it doesn't actually go to somebody, so maybe I'll hide that. So the attack starts with, I don't know why he envised this stuff here, but he was really targeting into this area here with the Crusher Mortar, and we tossed the Fireball in here, and it missed. I think he was going for the Crusher Mortar, but did not get that Archer Tower covered, but we still got a decent amount of stuff hit, pair of Earthquake spells to help take down those buildings, and now we have the beginning of what is a very nice funnel, because the Grand Warden is going to pop off just a couple of those, and I love this Grand Warden skin here. That Grand Warden skin is really cool. I get a kick out of this one. So Grand Warden comes in here, and then we're going to go ahead and drop all of our throwers. The Grand Warden is also using the Rage Gem, and you see how quickly the throwers take this stuff down. Look at that, 1 round of stuff, and everything is just going down. We got the Archer Queen coming in and immediately triggering her ability with the Giant Puppet and also, or the Giant, the action figure, and the Magic Mirror, which will set up a nice funnel to move the throwers into the core of the base. Now the Barbarian King is rocking the Earthquake boots, which is another way that we're going to wind up getting these throwers into and through the base. You see, as we start to encounter a wall here, the Barbarian King triggers his ability, decimating all those walls, and of course the spiky ball giving some extra damage. King does manage to get in and take out the town hall right after he uses the ice block spell. So the ice block spell in the core of the base is to help soak up a lot of damage from all these defenses. See, these defenses here are targeting those troops that are in the core there, but the ice block spell allows them to take all that damage while the throwers come in from behind and start wrecking some other stuff. A lot of different ways you can use the ice block spell. Traditionally, the most common way of using it is when a bunch of defenses are locked onto 1 or 2 troops, preferably an ice golem or the Barbarian King in the core, and then the throwers just kind of do their thing. The Royal Champion is brought in to help clear out part of the base on the back end. She is rocking both of her pieces of epic equipment in the Rocket Spear and the Electro Boots. She manages to take out quite a bit of stuff, and then the throwers, of course, with their incredibly long range and a bunch of healers on them because of the Grand Warden's Rage Gem, they just stay very healthy, and they manage to plow through the majority of the stuff that's left. This is a really strong attack that does not take a ton of planning and a ton of setup. The only thing you need to do is, of course, have some epic equipment, because now I will say the Archer Queen, without the Giant and without the Magic Mirror, you could still do a fairly similar job of funneling using the Healer Puppet and the Giant Arrow. So it's not necessarily required to have that. The Barbarian King with the Earthquake boots, even the Rage Gem, or if you have the Giant Gauntlet, you can use other abilities with him. The Spiky Ball is just good because it gets that damage going in there. The real key, though, is the Fireball. If your Fireball is not high enough to take out some of these buildings, that's going to be problematic. The Royal Champion, ideally, you get the Electro Boots and the Rocket Spear. You can also make this work with a lot of other Royal Champion combinations, just as long as she's able. Now, some combinations I'd almost say you'd rather have, if you're not going to have the Boots and the Rocket Spear, if you're running something like maybe the Haste Vial and the Hog Puppet, maybe if you have maybe Diggy on her, might be a little bit better. So that's the first attack we're going to wind up showing you, and the second attack we're going to show you from Congressman Coolrick is now against one of the boxier style bases, and we are going to wind up starting with the same thing. And you see the attack moves pretty quickly. It's this attack takes under 2 minutes. So we do a couple of invisibility spells here to make sure stuff is down, drop him in, hit the monolith, Earthquake spell, bang bang, everything is down there, and then of course it's very easy to pull the Warden in the direction that we want him to go simply by placing all of the throwers, because he's going to follow them. So even if maybe he had started wandering this direction, you drop those throwers, he's coming in. Barbarian King's in. We're going to drop Ice Golem to cover for the Archer Queen. She immediately, along with her mirrors, takes down those external buildings. The Barbarian King is going to go back inside along with the throwers. Now here in this attack, the Ice Block spell is used a little bit earlier because there are a bunch of points of damage that are coming across from the Scatter Shot, from the Poison Spell Tower, and from the Fire Spitter that is in the core. But again, the Barbarian King, with the help of his Earthquake Boots, will be able to deal a lot of damage here in the core, and will also be able to open up some additional walls, making it easier for some of the troops to move through the base. Spiky Ball getting a lot of value hitting some of these defenses. Healers, staying focused on those throwers. They just do so much damage under rage from the Warden because it's perpetual rage for the entire attack, because that Warden is just following that pack of throwers the entire attack, and the healers are going to stay just behind him but also in range to be able to continue providing that excess healing to the throwers. We eventually bring the Royal Champion in on the top side in this attack here. I actually thought when he was making this attack he was going to bring her in over here, but he decided to bring her in to start taking care of some of this stuff here. She does eventually wind up going down because she gets out in front of everything else here, but by the time she does wind up going down, there is very little of the base that is left. At least I think she goes down. I thought she got taken out by these things. Oh, maybe she survived the entire attack. Yeah, I just don't know what I'm talking about. But it was a very beautiful attack. You see that the giant still alive, king still alive, a lot of troops still alive, and the attacks go so quickly. I asked him also to share a Legend League attack against a different type of layout, and this is one of the ones that I think is just so good. These double invis towers, especially for this layout, can be fairly tricky for some people when using some of the Root Rider strategies that are out there. But this one, this is just, the Grand Warden loves this stuff because this whole compartment here goes down so easily. Like, the Fireball is perfect for these layouts here. All it really takes is dropping the Warden in the right place, not hitting a Troll Tesla somewhere. So Warden gets dropped in the corner here. Couple of invisibility spells covering that stuff, invisibility tower, earthquake spells, poof, that entire compartment is just completely decimated. Warden is off to the races, and we very easily see what path is going to wind up coming for the ice golem. Leading for the throwers, got a couple of Root Riders out in front, as we mentioned before. Queen triggering her ability right away. It's going to push the throwers back inside here and keep them focused on the rest of the army. We do have the troop launcher coming in here as well to help provide some additional wall breaking assistance. The other invisibility tower goes off. Ice block spell, perfect use of the ice block spell here. Invisibility spell tower triggers, and normally the troops would start wandering different directions once that town hall goes down, but the ice block just kept them all in the same spot, so that as soon as the invisibility spell wears off, the ice block spell seconds later it reveals the rest of your troops, and they just continue on their little march of destruction here. And this turns into a very convincing and easy 3-star, just like those war attacks. This is a fun attack. I didn't tell you anything about my channel. If you're new here, subscribe. Make sure that you're subscribed to me. It's some of the more low effort content you're going to find out there in terms of, like, I don't do a ton of editing, but it's still great commentary and I'll bring you some good armies and some good attack strategies. But do make sure to check out my podcast, Inside Clash with Trample Damage. It is my favorite content that I wind up creating. And of course, also, if you don't know, I have a decent sized following on TikTok, so make sure to check me out there. Use code Trample and stay tuned for other cool armies. This one's super easy. Just practice your Fireball and your invisibility spells, because you need 4 invisibility spells. You don't have to have them, but that's what's normally used in Legend League, and it also tends to work out pretty well for war, because if you only need 3 of the invisibility spells to land the Fireball where you want it, then you have an extra one to help prevent some damage later in the attack. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we will check you out on the next one.